The very, very famous question, how much? Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you already have seen me before. As you can see from the title, I'm going to be telling you guys all about my nose job. I already have a nose job video, but that is old. That is old as dust, and I was so awkward and I was fucking ugly. So actually I still look the same, but I'm going to be answering the most frequently asked questions that I always get. I feel like I didn't properly cover everything in that video, so that is why I'm doing an update. So I asked you guys to ask me questions on Instagram. I did one of them things. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, go follow me because I do those all the time and you guys help me pick out videos to make. Yeah, I wrote down the most frequently asked questions here because then it would just take me forever to go through all of them. I'm 20 years old now. I got my nose job back in 2015, so it's been 4 years. Yeah, it's been 4 years. I was 16 at the time. I got it whenever I was in Mexico. So I am originally from Mexico, and then I moved to the United States, and then I went back to Mexico to get my nose job. Why is that? A lot of people ask why. First of all, because it's way cheaper, and then my mom had already gotten a nose job before, and her surgeon was really good, so we already had a person to go to. We were 100% sure that, you know, he was really, really good. So that just confirmed it. But yeah, that was whenever I was 16 years old. That was the summer of my sophomore year in high school. But the next question is, what made you get a nose job? Kids are mean. Kids are such assholes. So yeah, basically that. Whenever I found out that I had a different nose, or that, you know, my nose was yeah, it was different. That's why people didn't fuck with it. And whenever I found that out, it was whenever I was in, I think it was 4th grade. And you know how you always are fighting with boys at school and stuff? This boy called me Excelsa. And if you don't know, in Mexico, or Latin America pretty much, there's a show, it's called La Familia Peluche, and the maid has a big nose. So I remember that, I was that hurt me so bad. That's whenever I started being self-conscious about it. I remember whenever I was 10, yeah, I was still really young. I remember I asked my mom, I was like, hey, instead of having a quinceañera, so if you don't know, a quinceañera, it's a big party that they throw us Latin people whenever we turn 15, because you bloom into your woman years or whatever. I don't know about you, but me growing up in Mexico, that was every girl's dream. I was instead of a party, could I just get a nose job? And it was at the time that she got her nose job. So my mom got a nose job because whenever she was little, a door fell on her. I don't even know how doors fall. But yeah, a door fell on her, hit her on the nose, and then it broke her nose, which made her have a bump, and she didn't like it, and she would get bullied for it as well. So I guess this comes to the next question, which was, what did your parents think? So because of my mom, you know, struggling with the same thing, struggling with bullying, struggling with literally being insecure of a part of your body that's in the middle of your face, she knew what I was going through and stuff. 'Cause sometimes I would just cry about it. It was really bad. So she understood. She was yes, we can do it. She agreed. Well, of course, not whenever I was 10, but she was whenever you turn 15, we can do that. So my dad, on the other hand, he was literally
he was I don't care.
You do you. If you want to do it. If you don't. He was literally okay. Why are you asking me this? But yeah, that was my parents' take on it. My mom was super, super supportive of it. I'm so blessed to have the mom that I have, because she just supports everything that I want to do or that I do. I remember my room is the closest to the living room. I would just hear her being in the living room on the phone, just, you know, talking out prices and setting up dates to go and see the doctor and stuff. So whenever we got to Mexico, the day that we got there, I had my appointment. My mom got me my appointment with the surgeon the day we arrived to Mexico. Someone asked me, how do you know which style to get? Maybe you could, but with my surgeon, he didn't let me choose mine. Whenever I got to the appointment, I showed him a picture of Angelina Jolie. I was like, I want my nose to look like this, and he was like, no dude, like we gotta do this right. So he was like, you guys have very different face shapes. Like just because you get that nose, you're not gonna look like her. Like it's not gonna happen. You know, we need to take like your whole face in what's it called, like in consideration. So he measured from my nose to my ears, my nose to like my lip, and like my lip and nose ratio, and like my jaw and my forehead, my eyes. He measured like all that, and he was like, with this I will give you like the perfect nose. After Chihuahua, we were going to Mazatlan, like me and my parents and my siblings. We were just gonna go on like a little family vacation, and my mom was like, okay, we can set up a day after we get back from our vacation. So we went to Mazatlan for a week, had a great time, came back to Chihuahua, and the next day I had my nose job. The day, literally. Yeah, the day came. I remember I got up and I posted on Snapchat, big day today, because I wasn't telling anybody. I didn't tell anybody that I was going to get my nose done. I did like years back, you know, whenever I was like 13 and stuff, but I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get back a nose job when I grow up. But beforehand, like nobody knew that it was like confirmed and like when it was gonna be and stuff. But yeah, we got to his clinic. So the first floor is like appointments and offices, and then the second floor is like the hospital. So we went upstairs. They gave me like this blue robe, and then I had like a little like beanie thing to like cover my hair, and then I had booties, and just pretty much like I looked like I was in the fucking hospital. I'm gonna try to find the picture that my mom took, because I was so ugly. So I laid on the table, and the I don't know. She came in and she was like this super funny old lady. She was like, can you take your arms out so I can like put the stickers? So I took them out, and I pretty much had like the robe like this, and she literally just went full in, and she was like, oh my god, you got these done too? And I was like,
I'm 16.
Yeah, she was so funny. She like really got me like in a happy mood. She was like getting me so excited. Yes, they were so nice. Like they made me feel so comfortable. The surgery takes 3 hours, and it's ambulatory. Ambulatory is whenever, if that's how you even say it. Ambulatory is whenever you go in for surgery and you get to leave that same day, so they don't keep you like overnight or anything like that. Whenever I woke up, it was just the most tired I've ever been, and it was like because of the anesthesia. And I remember I was so happy. Like that was a day that I had dreamed of for years. I was so happy, and I was like, it's probably because of like this happiness and the anesthesia that I can't feel any pain. Maybe later on it's gonna hurt really bad, so I was scared. But then I got home and started my recovery. So for recovery, I actually stayed in Mexico for 2 months because I wanted to have, you know, my surgeon right there in case anything happened. But yeah, my parents actually had to go back to the United States a day after. So I got my nose job, and my mom was so sad that she had to leave me. Like I had just gotten surgery, but she had to go back. So I stayed with my grandma, and my grandma was like that woman is like a blessing. I didn't have any complications with my recovery when it came to my nose. 2 days after the surgery, I remember I woke up at 6 in the morning just folding from pain. I was in so much pain, but it wasn't in my face, it was in my stomach. So the medicine that they gave me somehow burnt my stomach. So we went to the doctor, they found out what it was, they changed my medicine. The next day I was already fine. I was, you know, doing everything that I was supposed to. I was changing my gauze. I was sleeping sitting down. Whenever you get your nose job, you have to sleep sitting down. Like I said, your nose is draining, so a lot of blood is coming out. And if you lay flat, you could like choke and like die. But yeah, I was like sitting like this, and that's how I would sleep, and that's how I slept for 4 days. So where was I? My fucking camera died. I was talking about recovery. Okay, recovery. To fully recover, it takes a year. Yes, that is a long time, but hear me out. Whenever I mean fully recover, I mean absolutely no pain, absolutely no swolenness, absolutely no bruises, nothing like that, because your nose can still be swallowed. I will show you guys pictures of my first month. I look like a completely different person. So this girl one time after she saw my first video, she messaged me on Instagram and she was like, you have totally inspired me to go get a nose job. I'm gonna go get my nose done. So I think she lived in California. She went and got her nose done in California whenever it was 2 months later, I think. She messaged me again and she was like, girl, I do not like how my nose looks. I don't know if they did a good job, blah, 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 blah. She was like, I look so weird. So I sent her this picture and I was like, this is how I looked a month later, like after my surgery. I don't look anything like how I do now, right? That's because you're swollen. Like I said at the beginning, your nose takes from 6 months to a year to recover. So yeah, you will look a bit different because it's in the middle of your face and it's swollen. I look different, but like it still wasn't like I didn't look ugly. I just look like I have like a cute little button nose. But yeah, you guys need to calm down if you don't see like instant results, because you know, good things take time and you need to take your time to heal. So I just really wanted to put that out there because I felt the same. I was like, ugh. But yes, it takes a year, six months to a year to fully recover, but you can take all the bandages off and everything in a week. This brings us to the next question, which is, were you afraid? I went into the operation room or surgery room or whatever you want to call it, knowing they're going to operate in the middle of your face. The middle of your face. If they f up, like, you're f***ed. But you will know if you don't try it. So I was like, you know what? If it happens, then it happens, and if it doesn't, then good, because I'm ready. Whenever I handed the phone to the surgeon, I asked him to take pictures, and at the end, so right when he's finished, there isn't any type of like swallowing or anything like that, so it looks just like how it's going to end, like that's the final result. So whenever I woke up from the surgery and stuff, I saw it, and I saw a perfect, cute nose that I have always wanted. So I was so happy. I would always think, like, whenever I get my nose done and I see my new nose and like I see myself in a cute, like, feminine nose, I'm gonna cry, you know, because that's the thing I was most insecure about. And it's actually so crazy because I was most insecure about my nose and about my teeth. But yes, whenever a week passed, I went back to the surgeon and he took off my cast and the bandages, and he was like, do you want to look? And I looked in the mirror and it looked like I looked so different. I didn't cry, but I was really happy. And he was so excited for me. He was so nice. This brings us to the next question, which was, how did you know who to go to? So like I said, my mom had gotten her nose done a couple times before. The first time was to fix the bump that she got whenever she was a little girl. And then since she started wearing her glasses, because my mom was like blind and she hated contacts, so she started wearing her glasses way sooner than she was supposed to. So since the nose is like just done, it's very tender, and the glasses left a bump on her nose again. Oh, and the first time was because she had like breathing problems. But yeah, she went and got it done again. That's who we knew. Like, she knew he was a good surgeon. So, next question, who is your surgeon? So the famous, actually he's not famous. So my surgeon is Dr. Jorge Paquot Chico. He actually comes from a family of surgeons, so his dad is Dr. Paquot. They have their own clinic, so that is where I got it done. The clinic is in Granjas in Chihuahua, Mexico, which is where I'm from. That was actually a neighborhood I used to live in. Dr. Paquot actually is an otorrinolaryngologo. I have no idea how to say that in English, like absolutely no idea, so I'm not even gonna try. But they are the type of doctors that specialize in ears, nose, and he knows everything whenever it comes to like let's say whenever I went, I didn't even know I had a septum, and that was keeping me from actually breathe good and like 100% normal. So he fixed that, and of course he fixed like the cosmetic part of it, which was which brings us to the next question. What exactly did you get done? Before, I had a bump in my nose and my nose would go down, so I did not like it. And what they did was that they scraped the bone over here to like make it like this, and take out the bump, and then they cut the tip to make it like this, because before my tip was like this. I don't know if this is even like making any sense, but like I'm trying my best. But yeah, that was all done through an incision through the right nostril, and they just, you know, got like, they worked from inside out, because sometimes some people get their tip cut and then that's whenever they lift your nose up like to your forehead, literally, and they work like with an open canvas, I guess. But that is whenever you can clock that someone has a nose job. So I didn't want that. But yeah, my surgeon, like his work is, even my mom, like whenever I'm doing her makeup, she's always like, oh my god, that surgeon did so good. And I'm like,
right?
I guess this brings us to this question: how much? So I actually have never ever told, well, like I've told like my friends and stuff, but I've never like put it out there how much it was. I didn't say it in my past video, so today is the video. I don't know the exact price, but I know that it was around the 40,000 peso area or whatever. So that was in 2015. That is almost 3 grand. That's it. But yeah, guys, I changed my life with 3 grand. Literally. I guess this brings us to the next question. Oh my god, are you guys tired of me saying that? I just really tried to put this video together for you guys because I knew that I would miss something. The next question is, wait, what was it? The next question is, did it give you more confidence? So summer 2015 was kind of like the start of Michelle Diaz, I'm guessing. So I really wouldn't be like the woman I am now if it wouldn't have been for it, honestly. But yeah, that was like the 2015 summer was the start of the hot girl summer. Yeah, I remember I got out of school. It was my sophomore year. I left school. I went to Mexico with my 2 biggest insecurities. And at the time, oh my god, that was whenever my boobs grew too. Wow, that is such a meaningful summer. And I came back with boobs, I came back tan, I came back with a new nose, and I came back with shiny, beautiful, straight teeth. So imagine, that was whenever I went back to school and got a boyfriend too. Holy shit. Like, that should just tell you how much my life changed. Like, it's crazy. And I'm literally just deeping it like right now. 2015 was the year. Anyways, yeah, it gave me so much confidence. So much confidence. So I was so insecure about my nose. Like, it was to the point where whenever it was the first day of class or first day of school, I would go early so I could choose my seat. Because mostly, like, whenever you're in high school, you get to pick your own seat, unless the teachers are childish. I would get there early on the first day of school to pick my seat, and I would always pick very, very back to the right. Yeah, to the right, because the left side was my good side. Like, this was my good side. So I would sit against the wall so nobody would look at me through my ugly side. Like, it was to the point where it was like traumatizing. Like, that just really it was something that would get in between my day and will be in my head every single day. If you're having like unhealthy thoughts about something of your body, something of yourself, and you really want to change it, if you really think that changing it will literally change your life, I recommend you do it. I am not promoting plastic surgery at all. I'm not telling you
You have to go get your nose job because nose jobs are cool and everyone wants a nose job now.
No, I'm telling you that if you really have an insecurity like that and it's getting to the point where it's damaging your self-esteem, I'd say go do it, because it literally changed my life. That was the summer. Like, that was it. So yeah, then I went back to America and I went back being a 16-year-old with a nose job. This brings us to our next question, which is, did people talk after? Yes, like people still talk about it. Like still talk about it. Not that long ago, there was like a little local feud, and this guy pulled up like a picture of a bird, and he was like, oh yeah, but this is what you look like whenever you were like 16, ha ha ha. And I was like, okay, like you literally just said that I used to look like that. We all know I'm a bad bitch now, so like what's your point, you know? Like, it's so funny, like the people that I used to talk to would be like,
oh my god, that's so cool that you have a nose job. They'd be like, if I had the money, I would do it too.
And now they're like,
oh yeah, this big one.
Like, you're gonna be broke and hateful?
Pick a struggle.
You know, you can't be both. You can literally do whatever you want. That is so crazy. That was literally the year that like the nose job was what made me have the perspective in life that I have now, which is do whatever you want because people will talk regardless. I'm sure, I'm 100% sure that if I would have never gotten that nose job and I would have the same nose that I used to have before, people would still talk. So, but what's the difference? I didn't care about what they said, and I literally made my life 100 times better and felt so good and just looked so much better, and literally best decision I've made in my life. That sounds so dramatic. Oh my god. But yeah, just might as well do whatever you want. Like, do you? And you're gonna see a lot of people not like it and a lot of people talk about it, but you gotta do what you gotta do. We cannot go through life worrying about what other people think of us. Another question would be, when did you realize that you had a different nose? I guess that like is the same thing as the first one, but yeah, you know, kids are mean and they say mean things. I know because I used to do it too. So yeah, kids are really mean, and I remember one of the main times, I think one of like the times where I was like, all right, like it's done, we're doing this, like 100%. I remember I was in middle school and I was a cheerleader at the time. So we actually had a game outside of, out of town, and one of the kids in our class used to live there. So he brought like a bunch of his friends to our like guest area, I guess. And there was like them, they were talking, and my best friend at the time was really good friends with him, so she was chilling with the other people from the other school as well. Whenever I went up to her, I went to ask her a question or something like that, and then whenever I was on my way back, I heard people laughing, but I didn't make anything of it. I'm the type of friend that if someone says something about you, as in like, I don't know, you know, something that you really can't change, I'm not going to tell you what that person said because I don't want your feelings to get hurt. If, you know, that person's talking like mad, I'm going to tell you, you know, like they're not a good person, but I'm not going to tell you what they said about you if it's something that you cannot change. She was the type of friend that was not like that. So this girl went through a lot. I don't want to like put it out there, but yeah, I was such a good friend to her. And I remember a couple days later after the game, she just randomly brought it up, and she was like, hey, you remember when we were at the game? And I was like, yeah. She was like, you remember like that they were laughing and whenever you left? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh, it's because they were calling you Bird. So I was like, okay. That's when I was like, oh, okay, like we're getting it done, like it has to be done. You know, being a girl and being a young woman, I guess, I was like starting to like flourish into, you know, my teenage years. So it was like a huge trauma that I had. And yeah, if you're young and you're wanting to get a nose job and you're looking for videos on YouTube, because that's exactly what I was doing. If you're young and you really think that it will change your life for the better, I'd say go ahead. With your parents, you have to let them know how it really feels. Because I feel like my mom wouldn't have let me if she didn't know how I felt. It's really important for you to tell them, like, you know, this is really fucking me up, like in a mental way, you know, like it's interfering with my life and the lifestyle that I want to have. So yeah, like I said, I'm not promoting plastic surgery, but if you really feel like it will make you feel better, go ahead. Ever since I got it, this sounds like such an ad. This is not a fucking sponsored video. Like, I'm just like pouring out my true feelings to you guys. Literally while recording this video, I realized how much it actually changed my life. So that's why I'm like, but yeah, I'm way happier. Like I said, I feel like that's whenever Michelle Diaz was born. Because before I used to go by my full name, now I just go by Michelle Diaz. And that's whenever Michelle Diaz was born. That's whenever the confident, strong, bad bitch woman that I am today came out. And I'm really grateful for that. I'm really grateful for Dr. Paquot, Chico, and for my grandma for taking care of me. Literally, like, okay, last thing. People see the value in his work so much that so many of my followers have went all the way down to Mexico to get their nose done, to go to appointments and all that stuff. So many girls went down to get their nose done with him. He sent me an email and he was like, you brought me a lot of clients, because literally some girl from Canada went all the way down to Mexico. It's actually crazy that I can share, you know, this person with you guys and this way cheaper way to go get your nose done. And like I said, it's 100% safe. He's a certified surgeon. It's like you're not gonna pull up and he's not gonna pull out like some tweezers and like school scissors, you know. They're professionals. Just because it's in Mexico doesn't mean that it's spooky or it's dodgy. So just keep that in mind. It's because there is a radical currency change, so you get a lot for your dollars. He also emailed me and he told me to tell you guys, he said that please, even if you want to go to him, please have a consultation with your local plastic surgeon, your local cosmetic surgeon, I don't know. But yes, to please go and get yourself checked out first, because sometimes people go all the way down to Mexico and he is not able to do something on them because, you know, maybe they have some complications or something like that. So he's like, sorry, I can't operate you, like you came all the way down here for no reason. So to please go get yourself checked up with another surgeon, and then you can eventually, you know, set up an appointment with him. He is an old school surgeon. He's around, you know, late 50s, so he doesn't know about social media. He's old school. He's from Mexico. He's been doing this for years and years and years. Usually, you know, the ones that have like social medias and all that stuff are the ones that are just starting, but he doesn't have any of that. He doesn't have an Instagram. All his personal information is his phone number and his email, also the address of the clinic. There is also some, like, you know, reviews on him, like as a doctor, that he's like a certified doctor and all this stuff. So you guys can go look those up on Google so you guys know that he's legit. You know, I'm not trying to get you guys botched or anything. I absolutely love my nose down. You can see me from any side you want. Before my nose down, I was always focused on where I was facing and who I was facing to. So let's say, you know, there was like a cute guy there, I couldn't walk past him because then he would see like my side profile, and that was like not possible. I was so insecure about it. It was something that, like I said, made me struggle in my daily routine and my daily life. So being able to always be worried about people like looking at you, to just be able to forget about it, is amazing. But yes, I guess that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up, and let me know if you guys have any more questions down below, please. Also, this look and this shirt and this whole outfit, I'll put a clip of me today here. It's all the details are on my Instagram. Make sure you guys will follow me on Instagram at MichelleXDiaz. Shout out to you if you've gotten a nose done before. Shout out to you if you want to get your nose done. Shout out to you if you're just watching this just cuz. Also, I have this look on my IGTV with every product and how I achieved it. But yes, I hope this video answers some of you guys' questions. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching. I already said that. Okay, anyways, okay, I think I'm done. Did I cover everything? I just